Hi, my name is Anna, and welcome to POPcrochet Christmas Tree Pillow Tutorial. So I have for you is this cute crochet Christmas pillow. I designed this simple pattern combining traditional and modern design, and it will definitely look great anywhere you put it. What is great about this pillow is it's big and fluffy. It's 18 by 16 inches. Fun part, you can add in cute decorations. I put in a contrast back panel for a modern look. So let's get to it. You can use any acrylic medium weight yarn. I picked 3 different shades of green and a light background. I chose Aran Tweed because it gave that cool snowfall effect. You're going to need this chart, and you can get it at my website, AnnaBurtonDesigns.com. The pattern starts after the chain foundation. So with your background color yarn, do 70 chain. Then we need to do 8 rows of single crochet stitch before we can start with the first tree. Row 9. We need to do 14 stitches, then switch the Aran Tweed yarn to green. On the 14th stitch, pause when you have 2 loops in your hook. Drop the Aran yarn and grab the green yarn, then draw it through the 2 loops. Now you can start crocheting with the green yarn. Since we just need to do 3 stitches of green, do the same switching process on the 3rd stitch and switch back to the Aran yarn. Leave the green yarn behind since we don't need to do it till we go to the other side. Row 10. This is the back side of our panel. To switch yarn, do the same exact process. Pause when you have 2 loops in your hook, but this time pull the Aran yarn towards you. Hold it with your thumb. Then draw the green yarn to your hook. Start crocheting with the green and do the exact same process again when you reach the 3rd stitch. Make use of your thumb to hold the yarn in place. You don't want the yarn to start tangling on you. All that matters is making a front panel look perfect. The backside doesn't really matter because no one's going to see it. It's sealed inside the pillow. So focus your attention on the front panel. Keep turning your work so you can see what it looks like. And if it does look funny, then frog it and do it all over again. Always remember to do 1 chain stitch on every end of each row. Make it a habit. This will help your edge look nice and even. Row 13. We are about to start the body of the tree. Now since it starts on the very first stitch of row 13, we need to do the switching process on the last stitch of row 12. So at the back panel, once you reach the last stitch of your row, pause when you have 2 loops in your hook. Draw the Aran yarn towards you, then grab the green yarn. It's just right there on the base of the tree. Draw it through your hook with the 2 loops, and then you just pretty much finish the process, the switching process. Do a chain and then turn your work and start crocheting with the green yarn. Now we're starting row 13. And when you're crocheting with the green yarn, crochet over the Aran yarn. Bring it with you. Don't leave it behind. It will make it an easy switching process as soon as you finish this tree. Row 15. Now we're about to do the second tree. So after you do the 29 stitches of Aran yarn, grab the second shade of green and then do your switching process. In my case, it's Kelly Green. So it's exactly what we did with the first tree. Same process. Leave the green yarn behind when you're doing the Aran Tweed. Row 18. This is the part where our tree is about to turn into a triangle. I'm on row 17 right now because what's happening here is we need to crochet 30 stitches of green all the way to the end of row 17, and then on the very first stitch is an Aran yarn. What like other people do is they just crochet all the way down with the green, leaving the Aran yarn behind. And then as soon as you reach at the end of the row 17 is you have to do your switch to Aran yarn. Okay, so now what you're seeing here is you see this loose guitar string-like thing going on, and it's like an accident about to happen. And I hate this look at all. And I'm very clumsy, and it always goes bad. So I'm going to frog it, and I'm going to show you my way. So what we're going to do is, I'm still in row 17 at the back panel. I will crochet at least 10 stitches of green. Okay, and then once you reach the 10 stitches, sometimes I just eyeball it, at least 10 to 12. And then once you reach the 10 stitches, right now it's 10 switches, I grab the Aran yarn and then crochet with it. So just one stitch with the Aran yarn, and then leave it behind, and then stitch another 10 to 12 or something, and then do the same process. Grab the Aran yarn, do one stitch with it, and then until you reach at the end of the row 17, where you do your switching process at the last stitch. Draw the green yarn with you, put the Aran yarn, and then do a switch. Now you see how it's nice and controlled, no loose ends, no guitar loose string look. Now it's nice and orderly. Now we're on row 18, and it's just one stitch of the Aran yarn. So as soon as you start your single crochet process, pause on the 2 loops and switch on the green yarn right away. Now when you start crocheting the green yarn, crochet everything over, the back side along with the Aran yarn. So it'd be nice and clean at the backside as well. I know I said it doesn't matter, but sometimes it's great to see your work like nice and clean on both sides of the panel. Okay, it's nothing crazy going on. So as soon as you reach at the end of the edge of the 3 on the 29th stitch, then you switch back to the Aran yarn, and then just keep going. Row 19. We're about to start the body of the second tree. So after you do the 14 stitches of Aran yarn, grab the Kelly green yarn, which is at the tree stand, and just crochet over it. Now make sure it's not too tight and it's not too loose, because it's too tight, it's gonna like curl on you. Use the table, flatten it with the table to make it aligned to your work, and then just crochet over it to keep everything nice and organized. Row 21. Spring green is about to join the party. Now we need to do 4 stitches of Aran yarn and do your switching process on the 4th stitch. 2 loops in your hook, grab the spring yarn, and then draw it over and start crocheting with the spring green. So leave the Aran yarn behind when you're crocheting with your spring green. Crochet 12 stitches of the spring green, and then on the 12th stitch, that's when you do your switching process to Kelly green. At this point, we are now crocheting 4 yarn colors at the same time. To make this project successful and to keep our sanity intact, it is very important to keep our yarn, the skeins, and everything else all orderly organized, or else you're going to spend your entire time untangling yarn. And I don't know about you, I hate untangling yarns. So you lay everything flat, and when you turn your yarn over, also move the yarn over, okay? And then spend at least like a minute or 2 organizing everything. Make sure that they're not tangled, and then do your work on the new row, okay? Because if you avoid this part, you're going to spend hours and hours of untangling the yarn. Row 41. This is the part where we do the gap between the 2 trees. Crochet 11 stitches of spring green. Crochet over the Aran yarn. Bring it with you. Now on the 11th stitch, that's when you do the switching. Switch to Aran yarn, and remember we're only doing 1 stitch of Aran yarn. So as soon as you switch to Aran, you're going to do a switch right away to Kelly green. Row 47. We are almost done with the first tree, the grass green yarn. Here we are crocheting over the tip of the tree. Crochet over the green yarn. Okay, bring it with you. Now crochet over at least maybe 6 to 8 stitches with it. Cut it off and then put away the grass green yarn. Once you are done with the trees, crochet 10 more rows of the Aran tweed yarn, and we are done with this panel. Now let's make the stars. All you need is just a scrap of colored yarn, 20-25 inches long, and a darning needle. Just start sewing on the tip of the tree. Just do a crisscross over each other until you form a star. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just keep doing it over and over, and until you're satisfied that it looks like a star. And then just do with the other trees. Try to do 3 different colors, so be nice and colorful. Now let's decorate. You don't have to do this, by the way. You can just leave your pillow nice and simple, but I don't know. I like to decorate. You can use small pom-poms, tiny garlands, small fabric poinsettias, cute little ornaments, cute Christmas buttons, but I ended up using these cute jingle bells that I got from a dollar store, an embroidery thread, and a needle. As long as you make sure that the needle can fit through the hole of the jingle bells. Just sew it in through and through, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing really to it. Just randomly place the jingle bells all around the tree, and we are done with decorating. Now it's time for the back panel. Simple all single crochet panel, same count, 70 chain foundation, 65 rows. Align it with the front panel when you're done. Don't worry if it looks like it doesn't have the same size. It will once you seal it with a single crochet stitch using the same yarn color of your back panel, which, by the way, you can use any of the 4 colors that we use. Any of the 3 shades of green will look awesome with it, or you can use the same background color like the Aran Tweed for the back. Single crochet all around, and then on the corners, make sure you do 3 single crochet stitch on the same stitch to give that cute curvy look corner. And then once you're done with the third side of the panel, that's when you start putting in the pillow insert. I use 18 by 18 inches of pillow insert to give that nice fluffy fatty look pillow, and then seal it with single crochet stitch. As soon as you reach the end, finish it off with a slip stitch, cut off the end, and weave it in with your darning needle. And we are done with this pillow. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment. Let me know what you think. Please like and share and subscribe. More cool patterns coming soon. And check out my website. This is Anna. Happy crocheting.